Over the past few weeks, I've been really thinking about evangelism a bit more, and I've been wondering how evangelism is going in our church community. How are you going with sharing the gospel with those who don't yet know and trust Jesus? Now, we know that the gospel of Jesus Christ is the glorious good news of salvation for those who are far, far away from God. Although most of us would agree with how great the good news of the gospel really is, I think many of us find it easy not to talk about it, isn't it? We find it easy not to talk about it. We find that other concerns and other topics of conversation much more readily flows out from our hearts and from our lips. Now, in SLE Church, especially as a pastor looking over the affairs of the church, I noticed that a lot of our focus and energy has gone into managing changes in our church due to the pandemic. We've been wondering and spending a lot of time and energy figuring out how we will do church, how will fellowship groups work, how we will make sure that not only do we not shrink back and fall away, but that we as a church and every member in it continues to grow in faith and in godly works. And perhaps rightly so, a lot of the focus and energy has been poured into looking after our church family during this crisis. But as a result, looking outward, being intentional and invested in evangelism, in reaching out to the lost, hasn't been very high on the priority list. Now, during the week, I was wondering about how evangelism was going in our international student ministries. So I sent out a message to the YF, the International YF leaders, and asked them how many people in the International YF ministry over the past 12 months have become Christians. And to our knowledge, we could only think of one person who has become Christian through the International YF ministry over the past year. Now, I know that conversion isn't ultimately up to us. It is God who converts people. It is God who gives His Spirit and who brings about faith. But perhaps having only one person come to faith in the past 12 months is in some significant way due to our low efforts. Now, it's not all bad though. By God's grace and providence, He has brought to our church a lot of visitors, some of who are unbelievers, who are open and seeking, some of whom have some connection to Christianity but don't really know the gospel. God continues to provide opportunities for us to reach out to the lost with the great news of the gospel. Now, I'm not sure about you personally over the past 12 months and how it's gone. And in fact, as we look past in the past 12 months as a church, as individuals, we don't need to dwell on the past. Instead, we can look forward to the future and look forward to what opportunities God might give us that we can grasp to share the gospel. And what is coming up is Good Friday and Easter Sunday, and the services that we are having as SLE Church for Good Friday and Easter Sunday. Two wonderful opportunities to perhaps kickstart our evangelistic efforts. Good Friday will be in homes, in a smaller group, in a less intimidating, more intimate environment. It'll be nice and cozy. It'll be a great chance to invite our friends to hear about the death of Jesus and why it is still so important and relevant today. Easter Sunday, on the other hand, will be a big all-in gathering. From a small, intimate home setting on Friday, perhaps your friends will be happy to join in on the big group gathering on Sunday. On Easter Sunday, they'll get to hear about the resurrection, how it really happened, and how it really matters both to Christians as well as to those who don't yet believe in Jesus. Easter Sunday will be an opportunity, a chance for our non-Christian friends to also see that a lot of people believe in Jesus as we all gather, 300 of us, that we all believe in Jesus and we follow Him. It will also be the first time in many years that the whole church will be gathered together in one place and time. And so Good Friday and Easter Sunday services, two very different opportunities. As you invite your friends to these events, it'll be a great chance to start asking your friends about what they think about God and about Jesus and about life and about meaning. It'll be a great chance to really listen to what people have to say and what they think and what they believe. And perhaps you may even find that you have an opportunity to share the gospel. But if not, then extend the invite to these services, to Good Friday in the homes that we're gathering in, to Easter Sunday, the big service. See what happens. Right? Who knows? It may just lead to them coming along. It may lead to them listening and really understanding It may lead to God working in their lives. It may just lead to eternal salvation for them. Or it may actually just kickstart your evangelistic efforts for the year. Perhaps this will be a good opportunity to really get our evangelism going again, to bring the good news, the great news of the gospel out to our family and friends who don't yet believe in Jesus Christ.